help us. You know, we grew up being corrected, being chastised, being, hey, stop that. Do this, do that. Don't you do it that way. You do it this way. But listen, as we were receiving those corrections, those corrective measures, we were growing. We were changing. We didn't even realize at the time we were being corrected that we really were being corrected. Most of the time, we just thought mom or dad or the teacher or an older sibling was just fussing at us, trying to get us to do it their way. But listen, when we're being corrected and we're going through those corrective measures, it's not necessarily that someone wants it done their way, but they want it done the right way. So, as we think about corrective measures this morning, we think about being corrected. Let's take a moment and just talk about the word corrective. The word corrective means that it's something designed to counteract something harmful or undesirable. So when things are being corrected, what's happening is there is a tendency, there's a desire to change something from something that might be harmful or undesirable, something that might cause pain or cause more hurt and harm than it will cause good. So that's where the corrective part comes in. When we think about counteracting something, you know, it says this design, something is designed to counteract or correct something. When we think about counteracting something, the counteract is an act against something in order to reduce its force or neutralize it. What happens is, my goodness, it's an act against something designed to reduce its force or neutralize it. Either slow it down, cause the impact not to be so hard, or to completely call it null and void. That's when it's neutralized, when it just can't do anything. So sometimes when those corrective measures come and we have to use counteractive measures, oh God, my goodness, because we use those measures, the measure means we choose carefully how we're going to approach this thing. The measurement part of it means that we're acting against something as far as looking at the size, ascertaining the amount, or the degree. How hard and how forceful do I have to correct this thing that's happened? How hard or how forceful do I have to be to counteract what might be getting ready to happen? You know, when we think about it, what it really is, when we think about corrective measures, we're thinking about what is the extent of the matter, how harmful or egregious will it be to someone, how much hurt can we do. Oh, this thing right here needs to be counteracted many times. Sometimes we have to hold back. And sometimes when we are not able to keep this in check, somebody has to do or use some corrective measures. Mommies used to say, hey, don't say that. Not good. So when we think about the extent of the matter, we think about the fact that the correction is needed. Listen, when corrective measures come forth, we're simply talking about rebuking. Don't like that word, do you? But that's what rebuking is. It's about correction, which brings up Revelation 3:19. Let me give you this. As many as I love, it says, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and go ahead and repent. It says, as many as I love, I rebuke. So listen, your parents love you. If they love you and they really care about the way you're going to end up, the track that you're on, the journey that you're going to take, they will use corrective measures to get you straightened out, to put you in your place. It doesn't always mean you got to be beat down. Oh my goodness. Doesn't mean that they've got to always take the belt to you. But correction sometimes has come to that in the past. Hey, I got mine plenty of times. But when I look back, I didn't think it was fair at the time. But when I look back, I realized it was because I was messing up. I was corrected many times. I know you've been corrected. Sometimes you're corrected on your job and you don't want them telling you what to do. Well, that's their job if they're telling you what to do. If they're correcting you because you're not doing it the way it was designed to be done, don't take offense. Receive the corrective measure. You know, corrective measures are intentional and they're intended to cause you to get on the right track. You see, if you're on the wrong train track, going in the wrong direction, and the train is coming this way, you know they have those switches that they pull that can cause each train, one to go this way, one to go that way. If that thing is corrected at the right time, guess what? There's going to be a collision. And so you want to be corrected. You want to receive those corrective measures before you collide with the wrong thing, before the explosion takes place. I want you to think about, oh my goodness, God forbid, that you're in a park. You're just walking your dog. You maybe have your children playing in the park. You have, oh my goodness, maybe just a stroll that day. You just want to sit on the bench and enjoy the fresh air, the spring flowers, the fall leaves. But you're just there minding your business in your own world, in your own space. And here comes somebody who has not received those corrective measures, who has not been taught that it's not okay to hurt, who has not had their coattail pulled, who has not that they didn't receive it because it wasn't given, but they didn't receive it in their heart, in their mind, in their spirit. They just ignored it. And here they come, and they've got a backpack that they sit down near your child, near your family, on that park, somewhere, and all of a sudden, kaboom. Corrective measures. There are so many times we are afraid to correct each other. Parents are afraid to correct their children. Bosses are afraid to correct their employees. Why? Because it seems like, everybody's shifting back. Everybody doesn't care. Because I'm reminded again by Revelation 3:19, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. That means I correct them so that they are zealous and repent and they rethink what they're going to do before they do it. Corrective measures help save lives. Corrective measures help you get on the right track. Corrective measures cause you to grow and to prosper. Listen. If you can't be corrected, you can't keep a job. How many of y'all know, oh my goodness, you've gone from this job to that job to that job to that because you don't want to be what? Corrected. You don't want to do it right. That's all corrective measures is about. Doing it right, making good choices, making right choices. You know, sometimes good choices aren't necessarily the right choice because what's good in your mind is not necessarily good in the mind of him who is able to keep us from falling. Well, listen, I'm going to correct some things. Listen, even when we want to correct, I'm going to have to come back to this. It's how we correct because my 9 for 9 is already in a little over time. When we want to be corrected or we want to correct somebody, listen, sometimes it's how we go about the correction as well. Listen, if I come at you as soon as that thing hits me, we might have a problem. Sometimes I've got to, woosah, take a deep breath before I come to you and say, hey, let's fix this. Let's straighten this out. I'm going to go because I don't have a choice. I've got a little over time going on and I'm getting a cue over here. But I want you to know that while you're correcting me and I'm correcting you, it's okay. Let's do it in love. And let's do it because of love. So you can't correct me with a harsh tongue. You can't correct me with hate in your heart and expect me to receive it with hearts of love. You can't come at me brash because, hey, guess what? I'm not Christ. They came at him brash and he was able to sustain. But at some point, his spirit even broke. So corrective measures aren't made to castrate. They aren't made to kill. They are made to build up and to cause things to change for the positive, for the goodness. Hey, I gotta go because my Q man is over here saying, listen, woman, It's time, 9 for 9 with me, Pastor Carzadean. My time's up, guys. I love you all. Let me see who's with us this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Sister Carter. Good morning. I know I'm over time. Good morning, Jolene. Good to see you. Good morning. Hey, Mia, how are you? Classmate, good morning. Good to see you all. Sister Yolanda, listen. If you haven't been tuning in to 9 for 9 with me, Pastor Carzadean, I'm here mostly on Mondays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. for 9 minutes of conversational praise. That's my time with a little overtime. But listen, before I go, hey, I'm going to make sure that if I have to correct anything today, that I'm going to do it in love. I'm going to do it, though, with firmness. Hey, there's my cue to call. Listen, but while I'm doing it, I'm going to have myself my cup of positivity. God bless you. I'll see you next time.